Well, I've finally decided on which finish sprayer to get. Hi, I'm Ron Paulk. Thanks for dropping into the Smart Wood Shop. If you want to get yourself a set of workbench plans, you can click on the link at the end of this video or in the description down below. If you like these videos, be sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Most important, share the channel with others. Titan provided everything that you see here, but this is what I chose. This is the only company that I asked. There's a lot of other great companies out there with great products. There's two reasons that I went with Titan over some of the others. The Idaho painter. He is a guru of painting. Second reason, the painter that I've been using in my work for about 10 years now, this is the one he had. So the two paint gurus that I follow both chose the Titan 115. I don't know how good of a finish job I'm going to get. I can't tell you that because I haven't used it yet. I'm at the learning phase, something I don't do very often. I've been reading through all of the instruction and directions. What I thought I would do is give you kind of an overview of what I found out. Really want to be knowledgeable on this, not only for my benefit of doing a really nice finish job, but so that I can share it with you. Once I have everything working and I'm comfortable, the first big project that I'm going to do is paint my workbench. I looked up a chart, an efficiency chart, when I was trying to figure out between the air-assisted airless and the HVLP, of the material you purchase, how much of it goes on the product. So if you're painting drywall, how much paint goes on the wall and how much goes into the air. And air spray, that's the kind of gun with a compressor going to it, they're the lowest level. They are less than 50%, like 45%. So that means for every gallon of paint you need to cover a wall, you've got to buy 2 gallons. Airless that we all use to spray latex onto drywall, 60-65% range. Then you step up to the air-assisted airless, got the air compression added to it, and so I think you can turn that pressure down because an airless basically uses about somewhere between 1,500 and 3,000 or more PSI to force the material through a very small hole, and that's what atomizes it. And apparently that's not super efficient. So by adding the air to the tip, you can turn that pressure down a bit and get some atomization from the air. The most efficient is called electrostatic. And I don't think that's anything that would ever work for me. I believe that like if you painted appliances in place, like a refrigerator, things like that, that it's somehow you use an electric charge and it attracts the paint and you get almost no overspray anywhere. And those are up in the 95%. So now stepping back, not as efficient as that, but the most efficient in the practical construction world that I'm in, below the electrostatic, but not by a lot. So it's into 90%. And again, all of these I'm sure will depend on the skill of the technician doing it, the painter doing it, because you have to get your settings right, your flow right, and all that stuff to get your most efficient. So I could easily make an HVLP 60% efficient if I'm not careful, which is why I want to learn this. Quality from brand to brand, they're all very close in price. This is their biggest, their 115, and Home Depot shows this at $1,905. So you'd say, oh, that's a lot of money. Well, yeah, it's not an insignificant amount, but as I've said about my other tools, I always buy what I think is the best value, not the lowest price. I am never looking for the lowest entry-level price because I've learned in my 30 plus years of construction that tools are an insignificant part of my business as far as cost goes, and that when I buy the right value, they actually are the least expensive to own over time. And as an example, I bought these 2 cans of paint, $138, and I got my painter's price. But over the years of using this, I'm gonna put hundreds of times, if not thousands of times in dollars of material through that. So I'm looking at, I want it to hold up, I want it to continue to provide a nice finish from day one till 10 years down the road. but I also want to be as efficient with this really expensive material. The numbers on them are a dead giveaway for what they are. So I went with the 115, which is their 11.5 PSI, 6-stage. And as far as I could tell, this was the only HVLP on the market turbine that was 6-stage. All the other top end ones were 5-stage that I found. So if you step down one model, you go to the 105, and that one is 10.5 PSI, 5-stage, and it's 1600. So that's 300 less. Then you step down one more level, you get to the 95, pretty easy to figure out, 9.5 PSI, and it's a 4-stage, and it's 1334. And then the entry level one is the 75, which is 7.5 PSI, 3-stage, and it's $1,211. Now those prices, again, I got all from the website at Home Depot because I wanted them, at least a direct comparison of the pricing difference. You may find different prices on those, and I'll try to find an Amazon link with the sprayer that I chose and the accessories I chose and put them in my store for easy access. There's no qualitative difference between the 75 at $1,200 and the 115 that I have at $1,900. Not quality, they're the same unit. It's just the staging that they have and thus the higher PSI. This revolutionary 6-stage portable turbine sprayer is the only turbine ever to achieve full HVLP capacity. It combines quiet operation and high air cap pressure for the finest atomization possible. Cap Spray 115 will apply nearly all fine finish coatings with little to no reduction. So, meaning you don't have to thin them as much. So, that's their marketing. Obviously, that's directly from them. It's going to be biased in their favor. But I am trying to find out specifically what they mean by this is the only turbine ever to achieve full HVLP capability. And they're only talking about the 115. They don't seem to say that about the 105 and the 95 and the 75. So something to do with the 6 stages and things like that. All right, this video is getting long. I had planned on going through a lot of the details that I found out. I'm going to save that for part 2. In the next video, I'll sort of do some assembly and take some things apart, show you the different needle cap assemblies that I have and the different sizes and why I've chosen them. So we'll go more into the about it, and then in the video after that, we'll get into where I'll actually put some material in it and do some spraying, and we'll actually, with the camera, see me spray and see what kind of finishes I get. And believe me, if I can get a good paint job, you can get a good paint job. Thanks for dropping into the Smart Wood Shop. Have a great day.